Mr. Speaker, David Eby, the Premier of British Columbia, has doubled down and made the plan for BC Ferries to purchase 4 new vessels from a Chinese state-owned enterprise, his own. The Minister of Transport has said they will give BC Ferries $36 million this year. Will the Minister commit today that she will personally guarantee that not 1 cent of this transfer will go to this Chinese shipyard? Or will she stand up against David Eby's moral failure to support Canadian jobs in steel and shipbuilding and make this transfer conditional on BC Ferries to support jobs here in this great country?
The Honourable Minister of Transport.
Mr. Speaker, I share the concern, the anger of other members of this House about the purchase of Chinese ferries. I have written to the province of BC to make clear that the federal government's support for BC Ferries, which is explicitly for operating support, must not be used for anything other than the operation of ferries. We owe it to the people of BC to support the operation of their ferries. We also owe it to the people of Canada to support Canadian shipbuilding, Canadian steel, and Canadian...
The Honourable Member for Okanagan Lake West South Kelowna.
So she's just got to write a check to them with no conditions, Mr. Speaker. So during the election, they were all elbows up and talking about Team Canada in the face of unjustified American tariffs on steel and aluminum. And I thought it was bad enough that the government has been elbows down since the election on protecting Canadian jobs. But now, does the government not see that by going along to get along with David Eby, that they're not on Team Canada, but on Team China?
Yeah. The Honourable Minister of Transport.
Mr. Speaker, my answer was very clear, as have been my previous answers on this question. Federal government support goes only for operating costs. The federal government has no authority over BC Ferries. However, Mr. Speaker, I want to object in the strongest possible terms about an insult to a premier of a Canadian province and a suggestion that a Canadian premier would act in the interests of China and not of Canada. All of our premiers are patriots, as are all members of this House.
The Honourable Member for Nanaimo Ladysmith.
The BC Ferries deal didn't sink Canadian shipbuilders, Mr. Speaker. Ottawa did. Our shipbuilding unions say Canadian companies couldn't bid because federal policies stacked the deck against them. It's the federal government's job to set fair conditions so provinces can build at home. But all this government does is rearrange Liberal deck chairs. So, Mr. Speaker, what I want to know is this. Will the Liberals fix their broken policies, or are we going to just keep waving goodbye to good Canadian jobs from the dock?
The Honourable Minister of Transport.
Mr. Speaker, there seems to be some confusion among the Conservative MPs about what is provincial jurisdiction and what is federal jurisdiction. There is no such confusion on this side of the House. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, I want to inform all members of this House that I have instructed all of the entities under control of transport to buy Canadian, and where that is not possible, to buy reciprocally from free trade partners who give Canada access to their government procurement. That's what we should all be doing at all levels of government.